Stop right there. Do not skip this video. I know what you're looking for. I see you swiping on your phone late at night, and I see you looking at flights to Manila or Cebu. You're looking for a change and you're looking for love. But if you get on that plane without this, you will not find love, darling. You will find a nightmare. Hello everybody, I'm Chrissy. I'm the one who reads the emails when it all goes wrong. A lot of Western men are asking, Chrissy, why is she asking for more money? I arrived at the airport and she was not there. You don't know the rules of this game, and all the people you are talking to, they know exactly how to play you. You need a roadmap, you need a guide, and lucky for you, for the next few days, we are giving you the draft of this roadmap for free. But first, you need to listen to him.
That's right, Chrissy. Right up until January 2nd, there's a Christmas present for everyone who writes us at Fly Me to the Philippines. You are walking into a minefield, and you're doing it blindfolded. They call them skeletons, these buildings. You see them if you drive far enough in the provinces, Luzon, the Visayas, concrete shells, monuments to a roof that was never paid for, a kitchen that never smelled of food, a master bedroom that never saw a night of sleep. Locals will tell you the money ran out or a typhoon hit. But if you dig deeper, if you check the land titles, you will find the truth. These aren't construction projects. They are gravestones. They mark the spot where a Western man's retirement died. They mark the spot where a man, maybe a man just like you, poured his 401k, his divorce settlement, his life's work into a hole in the ground. He thought he was building a legacy. He thought he was building a home for a woman who looked at him like he was the only man in the world. But he wasn't building a home. He was financing a long con.
We aren't making this up. In the last 18 months, Rob and I have consulted with over 600 clients, men from the US, the UK, the Australia, Canada. We have data on 50 specific financial loss events. We are not talking about a $50 dinner date. We are talking about losses ranging from $2,000 US dollars to $142,000 US dollars.
$142,000. Think about that. That's not, oops, I made a mistake. That is a life-altering event. That is the difference between retiring in paradise and greeting customers at Walmart until you're 80.
Last month, we spoke to this guy, we'll call him Jim, and he is 64, a retired contractor from Ohio. Good man, honest man, he sold his house. He sent $150,000 US dollars over 18 months to a fiancé in Cebu he had never met in person. He paid for the land, he paid for the hollow blocks, he paid for the hospital bills for her sick mother.
When Jim landed in Mactan, nobody was there. He took a taxi to the address. The house existed, but his fiancée didn't live there. Her uncle did, and the uncle had a title deed in his name. The woman, she was married. She lived 3 towns over. And Jim stood in the rain with 2 suitcases and a life that had just evaporated. Jim isn't stupid. Jim ran a crew of 30 men. Jim is a veteran, but Jim was suffering from something we'll call the invisible man syndrome. We've talked about this before, Chrissy. And he met a predator who knew exactly how to cure it for a price. Let's be honest about why you clicked on this video. It's not just because you like Asian women. Who doesn't like Asian women? It's because of the silence. You wake up in a house that feels too big now. Maybe the kids are grown and they don't call as much as they used to. Maybe the divorce finalized 3 years ago and the silence in the kitchen is deafening. You go to the grocery store and you are a ghost. You stand in line and people look right through you. You're over 50, maybe over 60. In the West, you have become invisible.
In your culture, a man's value is what he does, his job, his utility. When you retire, that utility goes away. You go from being the boss to just an old guy taking up space.
Psychologists call it relevance deprivation syndrome. You spend 40 years being relevant, making decisions, being the captain, and now you're fighting for a parking spot at Costco. You feel like your story is over. You feel like the world has moved on. And then you get on a plane. You land in Manila or Bangkok or Cebu. And suddenly the color comes back to the world.
And here you are, you're not invisible. You are sir, you are kuya, you are respected. When you walk into a room, heads turn. When you speak, people listen. Not just because of your money, but because our culture teaches us that age is wisdom. Age is status.
It's a hell of a drug, isn't it? The first time a woman who wouldn't give you the time of day in Los Angeles, looks at you with genuine interest. You feel the rust falling off. You feel relevant again. You feel like a man again. And that is the red zone. That is where the trap snaps shut because you are starving. You are starving for validation. You are starving for affection. And when a man is starving, he will eat anything, even poison.
We see it all the time. Men who are so desperate to be the hero in someone's life that they ignore every red flag. They want to be the savior.
You want to save her from poverty. You want to build her the house. You want to pay for the tuition. Because when you do that, you aren't just an invisible man anymore. You are a king. You are a provider. You have purpose. But there's an entire industry built to exploit that hunger. There are call centers, literal office buildings filled with people who study relevance deprivation. They know you better than you know yourself. They know you feel discarded by Western women. They know you feel bruised by your divorce. And they have a script ready to tell you exactly what you need to hear to open your wallet. We aren't telling you to stay home. I live here. I love it here. I found my wife here. My life began at 66, but I didn't do it by accident, and I didn't do it by being stupid.
Rob used the system. He treated dating like a business operation. He did his due diligence.
Exactly, and that is what we have built for you. We call it the roadmap. It is a data-driven protocol based on those 600 consultations. We know the patterns. We know the triggers. We teach you the 3-week rule. Scammers can fake it for a week. They can fake it for 10 days. But people have a very hard time keeping the mask on when they're video chatting twice a day for 21 days. The mask always slips. We teach you the platform protocol, why Tinder and Bumble are traps in the Philippines, and where the real green zone women actually are.
We teach you about tampo. If you don't know what tampo is, you will destroy your relationship in the first month. You will think she is ignoring you. You will think she is manipulating you. But she is just waiting for you to reach your hand, hug her, and give her a kiss to make her feel better.
And most importantly, we teach you how to spot the pig butchering scams, the crypto investments, The sick carabao, the broken phone, the subtle long con grooming that drains your account dry without you even noticing until it's too late. This isn't just a 150-page book that you're getting for free. It's a security protocol, a Western man's guide to dating in Asia and the Philippines. It contains the data from the 50 financial losses. We show you exactly how they happen so you don't repeat them. We break down the sweet spot, why dating a 19-year-old is a disaster, and why a single mom in her late 20s and 30s might be the best thing that ever happened to you.
We want you to find love, but we want you to be safe. We want you to be the guy who builds a house and lives in it, not the guy who builds a skeleton in the jungle.
Chrissy, the book is 100% free. It's our Christmas gift. Merry Christmas. And if you'd like to be someone who gives gifts and receives gifts, give a gift to Chrissy and I by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, writing a comment. This really supercharges the algorithm and helps our channel, and we'll say thank you for the Christmas gift. In the next part of this video, we are going to dive into the digital battlefield. We're going to show you the difference between Tier 1 scammers and Tier 3 professionals. We are going to show you how to audit a profile in 5 minutes. So you've decided to do it. You've decided to get off the couch. You've asked us for the free book. You've learned which of the dating apps are the ones that are right for you. You've uploaded that photo of yourself from 5 years ago when you still had a little bit more hair. You hit activate, and within 10 minutes, your phone explodes.
Ding, ding, ding. Hello, handsome. Hi, baby. I like your smile. Will you be my king? That's all the messages that you're gonna receive from different women around Asia.
Back home, you haven't had a match in 6 months. Here, you have 50 messages in the first hour. We call this the candy store phase, and this is where 90% of men lose their minds. Let's be real about what happens to your brain in this moment. You are a starving man walking into an all-you-can-eat buffet. You see a 23-year-old nursing student, a 25-year-old model, a 30-year-old single mom who looks like a movie star, and they are all fighting for your attention. Your ego inflates. You start thinking, my God, I still have got it. The women back home were wrong about me, but here is the cold shower. They aren't messaging you, they are messaging the avatar of a Western man. They are messaging the passport. They are messaging the pension. And mixed in with those genuine women are the sharks. And the sharks don't look like sharks. They look like angels. If you cannot distinguish between a woman who is interested and a woman who is hunting, you are going to be gutted before you even pack your suitcase.
Rob calls them scammers. I call them business owners. Because for many of these people, extracting money from foreigners just like you is just a job. It puts food on their table. In the book, we break this down into 3 tiers. You need to identify which one you are talking to within first 48 hours.
Let's start with the bottom of the barrel, Tier 1. The syndicate.
This is not even a girl. This is a warehouse. Literally. Imagine a room in Manila or Cebu or maybe Cambodia filled with 20 guys on laptops. They are using stolen photos of a beautiful influencer. One guy is typing to you. He is also typing to 50 other men at the same time. He has a script.
He calls you my love in the first 5 minutes. He asks to move to WhatsApp immediately because he knows his profile will be banned. And then the script starts. My camera is broken. Can you send me money for a new phone so I can video chat with you? I haven't eaten today. I need load. If you fall for tier 1, I can't help you, honestly. If you send money to a person you have never seen on video who claims to be in love with you after 2 messages, you are thinking with the wrong head. And Chrissy, I want to say right here, of the 50 men who've sent between $2,000 US and $142,500 US that have shared the details with us, you've seen it. The majority never video chatted the woman.
Never video chatted.
And what is, there's a few characteristics that these men all have in common. The woman was stunningly beautiful, really a looker.
Model-like.
Model-like. Number 2, many of these men joined the most expensive dating app, and over half of them took the top tier, which can cost up to $3,000 a year, which is what alerts the crime boss and the freelance scammer. This man has money and he parts with it willingly. It's just astounding how many of them sent money based on texting alone. One man said to me, Rob, I'm 70, I haven't dated in years, I'm bald. I didn't want to go on video. I didn't think it put my best foot forward. This is the wrong way for you to go about your business. That's tier 1. Tier 2 is where smart guys get caught.
Tier 2 is a real woman. She is the girl in the photos. She will video chat with you. She will verify herself. She is charming, funny, and sexy. But you are not the only one.
She is running a volume business. She has a roster. She has Monday guy from Australia who pays the rent. She has Tuesday guy from Texas who pays for the groceries. She has Wednesday guy from Germany who pays for her kids' tuition. Chrissy, let me tell you a story, true story from last month. We had 2 platinum clients. One was a physician and the other was an entrepreneur. Both were extraordinary, very handsome men in their 60s. And we had been coaching them and we told them, you know, don't respond to anybody who writes to you. Go on the app and look for the girl next door. The first man called us and said, Rob and Chrissy, I've talked to the woman for 7 days, an hour in the morning, an hour at night. I think she's the one. He wanted Chrissy to do a full background check on her. We said, wait a minute, it's a little too soon. You should have 10, 15 days in. He sent us some documentation which Chrissy immediately identified as fraudulent. It really didn't take Chrissy very long. And we were heartbroken to tell him that he had invested 1 week of his life video chatting many times a day with a fraudster, a short con artist. The very next day, Chrissy, the second man, also in his 60s, looks like he's been on the golf course every single day. Very good looking guy, full head of hair. Rob, I video chatted the woman for 3 days, hour in the morning, hour at night. She didn't contact me. I reached out and found her. I want you to do a background check on her. Well, it's a little early. No, she's the one. I can afford it. He sends us 5 photos of the woman, and immediately we're like, oh, we know this woman. She's the one who sent the fraudulent document last night to the doctor. So what men tend to do is this tier 2 woman, she's a real woman, but she creates bait on the dating app. She was in her mid-30s, no children, perfect English, educated. Wow, everybody's dream. And she shows herself in a leotard or a yoga outfit. There's no doubt that she has a smoking hot body. She uses the face shot like a beauty artist just finished with her before the wedding. The men think with their eyeballs, and tier 2 is how they get caught.
A too good to be true.
A too good to be true profile.
I would say a woman in tier 2, she is the hardest working woman in the show business. She has to remember which lie she told to which guy. Her common lines will be, sorry baby, I was sleeping. But no, she was not sleeping. She was on a video call with a guy from London.
The signs of a tier 2 scammer is the crisis. It's always an emergency. My dad had a heart attack. The carabao, the water buffalo, is sick. The storm destroyed my roof. You know, there's 22 typhoons a year typically in the Philippines. If one of them comes within 500 miles, you're gonna hear about it. If you hear the words sick carabao, hang up the phone. It is the oldest line in the book. Why? Because you can't verify a sick water buffalo. You can't call the vet. It's an untraceable cash request. She appeals to your white knight syndrome. You may want to save her, so you send her $200. The first ask, Chrissy, is always between $150 and $200. Not too much, like a dinner out. And then the next week, it's the cousin. Then the motorbike. You are being drained by 1,000 cuts. Tier 1 and 2 are annoying, but Tier 3 ends your life. This is the long con. The Chinese call it sha shu pan, pig butchering. The concept is simple. You don't slaughter a pig when it's skinny. You fatten it up first.
This woman is dangerous because she is patient. She will not ask you for money in the first week or in the first month. She plays the role of the good Filipina. She is modest, she goes to church, and she introduces you to her parents on video.
She tells you, I don't want your money. I have my own job. I just want a simple life with a good man. And you think, finally, I found a unicorn. You let your guard down. You start falling in love. You start thinking with your feelings. You start planning the wedding. You start checking real estate prices. This is emotional grooming. She is rewiring your brain. She is making herself the source of your happiness. Every morning, good morning, my king. Every evening, I pray for us, my love. She fills that empty void we talked about earlier. She makes you feel relevant. And then 6 months in, the trap springs. But she doesn't ask. She just goes quiet. Tampo. You ask, what's wrong? She cries. I can't tell you. It's too shameful. You beg her. Finally, she admits it. The bank is foreclosing on my family's farm. It's our ancestral land. My father will die of shame. She doesn't say, give me 5,000 US dollars. She says, I don't know what to do. And because you are a man, because you are a provider, you say, I'll fix it. How much? You volunteered to be scammed. You offered the money yourself. And once you send that big amount, the butchering begins.
Once you pay for the first big debt, there is always another one. The lawyer needs a fee. The tax office needs a bribe. The title transfer fee. It never ends until you are dry.
Now, let's say you survive the online phase. You fly here. You meet her. She's real. You think you're safe. Wrong. You are now entering the land trap.
This is the law. Foreigners cannot own land in the Philippines. You can own the house, the bricks, the hollow blocks, but not the land it sits on.
You know, Chrissy, we did a whole video about this. It's weird. In the Philippines, they can title the property on the land separately, and that's how we've been handling our construction up in the mountains. It's it's a community property since we're married. You own title to the land, but we can indicate on the title that all structures are co-owned. So if anybody tried to buy the land without my knowledge, it would say right on the title that the house was not sellable without my signature. Now, so you decide to build your dream retirement home, a villa by the beach. She says, baby, just put the title in my name. We're going to be married anyway. What's mine is yours. Or worse, put it in my father's name because I'm not old enough. We had a client, let's call him Gary. Gary sold his business in Florida. He brought $300,000 in cash. He built a mansion in the province, marble floors, pool, the works. It was in his girlfriend's name. 3 months after the house was finished, the mood changed. She started fighting. She brought her cousins to live in the house. Gary was paying for everything, but he felt like a guest. One night, there was a big fight. The details are crazy. The police came. In the Philippines, if there's a domestic dispute, who do you think the police side with? The local girl or the loud American? Gary was removed from the property. He tried to go back. The locks were changed. He went to a lawyer. The lawyer looked at the title. Sir, this is her house, your girlfriend. You gave it to her. Gary lives in a studio apartment now. The girlfriend, she lives in a mansion with the real boyfriend, who happens to be the cousin Gary was feeding for a whole year.
It breaks my heart because it gives my country and the Filipina a bad name. But it happens. It is a long con. They wait for the house to be finished and then they discard the builder.
I know this sounds terrifying, but there is a way to stop it. You have to stop thinking with your feelings, with your heart, and the other head, and start thinking like an intelligence officer. You need an open source investigation service.
Men are terrible at stalking. You look at her profile picture and say she's pretty. I look at her profile and I see a crime scene.
In the book, which is free right now until January 2nd and then available on Amazon, we have a whole appendix on how to do an open source investigation yourself. It's a 13-page appendix, step by step. It kind of generally outlines what Chrissy does in her 4 to 6 hour open source investigation service. Now, Chrissy has specialty tools available to her. She reads the language and she understands the culture. But if you want to take it on yourself, we have an appendix in the book. But honestly, you probably won't do it right, and you'll probably miss the clues. And if you're 2 hours into it and the phone rings or somebody knocks on the door, your brain will be about to explode. You'll probably give up the search and consider it done. But usually, Chrissy finds that's that needle in the haystack fact that changes everything, not in the first 2 hours, but in the 3rd to 4th hour of her investigations.
That is why I offer my moral and ethical open source social media investigation service, which is less than the cost of one nice dinner date back in the West. I will tear her digital life apart, but in moral and ethical way. Do not fly here blind. Do not send money blind. Let me check her out. If she is real, great. You will have your peace of mind. If she is fake, I just saved your retirement.
Next is about survival. It's about not being the pig. In the next part of this video, we're going to talk to you about the good stuff, how to actually find the sweet spot women, how to navigate the age gap without looking ridiculous, and how to structure a relationship that lasts. Maybe how to meet a woman just like my Chrissy. Chrissy, we've spent the first part of this video just scaring the heck out of people, and you need to hear that. You need to know about the pig butchering and the land traps. But now, let's talk about how to actually win. Because despite everything I just said, I am the happiest man alive. I wake up every morning next to a beautiful Filipino woman who loves me. I live in paradise. I have dignity. How did I do it? I aimed for the sweet spot.
Most Western men land here and their brain breaks. They see the 19-year-old cashier at 7-Eleven and they see the 21-year-old dancer on TikTok and they think, I want that. But you don't want that. Trust me, you are 65. You want to nap. She wants to go to the disco. You want to talk about politics or history. She wants to talk about K-pop.
The sweet spot is not 18 to 25. The sweet spot is 28 to 40. Let me tell you about the unicorn of the Philippines. It is the single mother in her late 20s and 30s. In the West, a single mom might be seen as baggage. Here, she's a woman who has been tested by fire. Local men often treat single mothers as damaged goods. They are ignored. They are left behind. They are called leftovers after the age of 30. But this woman, she is tired of games. She has usually been burned by a playboy, local guy who got her pregnant and ran away, turned to drugs or gambling. She isn't looking for a party. She is looking for security. She is looking for a father figure for her children. She knows the value of a dollar and she knows the value of a loyal man. When a woman, a really great woman is approaching 28, 29 years old, her family is going to be extremely disappointed in her if she doesn't become a breadwinner. And she doesn't have many options. Chrissy, you were making $350 to $400 a month as a certified school teacher. Mm-hmm. Now, only 20% of college graduates with education degrees can pass the teaching certification test. And you had been working for years as a teacher, and the wages are so low. So to be a breadwinner for your family, once your husband leaves you, turns to drugs, gets in a motorcycle accident, disappears as an OFW, you only really have two choices. Work overseas as an overseas foreign worker, send money home to the family, be away from your child for years, mm-hmm. Or two, go online and meet a foreign man. And Chrissy, like a lot of women, when faced with having to leave their child for years at a time, will go onto a dating app. More often than not, it's going to be Filipino Cupid. It'll be Pina Love. It'll be Christian Filipino. And they will hope to meet a foreigner. And if she successfully meets you, her status with her family will be higher than if she went to Vietnam to teach English.
When you date a woman in her late 20s or mid-30s, you aren't raising a child. You are partnering with a woman. She can cook. She knows how to manage a household. She is not glued to her phone 24 hours a day. And physically, a woman in her 30s or late 20s knows exactly what she wants. She is not shy. She is not learning. She is enthusiastic.
And Chrissy, this type of woman who is about to consider leaving the country for several years as an overseas foreign worker, she has a support network who can raise her child while she gets to know you, while she gives you the first or even the second year, so you two can bond, so you two can make sure that you are a fit. And then in the second or third year, she's going to want to integrate that child or those two children into your life. Now, Chrissy, the sweet spot doesn't mean 3 children from 4 baby daddies, okay? 1 baby daddy. We don't want a lot of in-laws in the picture. 1 child or 2 children, preferably like under the age of 12 would be ideal. If you want a relationship that lasts past the first 6 months, ignore the teenagers, find a woman in the sweet spot. She will treat you like a king because she knows what it's like to be treated like an option. Now, Chrissy, we developed the sweet spot after having over 600 consultations. You know, when I first started consulting 18 months ago, I had one anecdotal story and I was trying to draw a trend line through it, but now 600, we know the metadata. We have 150 clients who have found success. Now, once a week, someone writes, I'm getting married. The K1's been approved. We're moving in together in Dumaguete. We're hearing from our clients who found the sweet spot. And quite often, she's a little bit older than 21, and quite often she has 1 or 2 younger children. Not too young, not babies. So this is how we've learned what the sweet spot is. This is how we've learned the do's and don'ts. And we teach this in our book, but in our consulting practice, we get granular and we're there to coach you every step of the way. Once you find that woman online, and after Chrissy has verified her with her open source investigation service, you have to meet her. You have to put your Superman cape on and use your superpower. And this is where guys fail. They come for a vacation. They come for 7 days. 7 days is not a relationship test. 7 days is a honeymoon. Anyone can fake it or be nice for 7 days. A scammer can hold her breath for 7 days.
You need to come for 21 days. It's 3 weeks. And why? Because the mask slips after 2 weeks. In the first week, she wears makeup. She is on time. She laughs at your jokes. But the 3rd week, the makeup is off. The cousin starts calling. The stress of her life starts to show.
If she has another boyfriend, he will get suspicious by day 14. He will start blowing up her phone. You will see her stepping outside to take calls. You will see the stress on her face. If she is lazy, the house will get messy. By day 14, if she has a bad temper, she will snap by day 14. The 3-week rule forces reality to happen. It forces you to live a normal, boring life with her, going to the grocery store, doing laundry, sitting in traffic. If you can survive 3 weeks of boredom and stress together, then you have a candidate. If you take nothing else away from this masterclass, take this. You have a second chance at life. I reinvented myself at 66. Most men don't get that. Most men your age just fade away. They become ghosts in their own home. You have the courage to get on a plane. You have the courage to seek love again. That makes you brave. Get off the couch, stop dying and start living. Ask for the free book by writing us at flymetothephilippines@gmail.com. Just say, I want the free book.
We want you to succeed. We want you to find what we found. I look at Rob and I don't see an old man. I see my husband. I see my best friend. I see the man who changed my life, just like I changed his. There is a woman here praying for a man like you, not to use you, but to love you.
Chrissy, there are tens of thousands of women just like you. You're not going to find them in Metro Manila, and you're not likely to find them in Metro Cebu City. She works 6 days a week, goes to church on Sunday. She is online, but she's not like the dozens and hundreds of women in Metro Manila online. You have to put some effort in. And in our book, we teach you what's called the last chance strategy. That's the specific strategy how I met Chrissy. I developed this strategy and I teach it to my consultation clients in a very granular fashion. I have video teaching materials and I have printed teaching materials, and I kind of go over it here in the book in an outline form. You have to be red-pilled. So here is your final reminder. Our book, A Western Man's Guide to Dating in Asia and the Philippines, is absolutely free until January 2nd. This is not our Amazon bestseller, Fly Me to the Philippines. I'll just put a picture. We have a book, it's been out 9 months. It's been #1 most of the last 9 months on Amazon in the category of Philippines travel. That book is a 300-page fact book, a guidebook. It teaches you everything about healthcare and travel destinations and retirement and Filipino culture. And that book has flown off the shelf, and you can get that on Amazon. There'll be a link in the description. The new book is 150 pages approximately. We're going to send you a free PDF of the book. It's got schematics and graphics and a lot, I think 18 chapters and 1 appendix on how to do your own open source investigation. Just go ahead. Take the plunge, send an email. The new book is the dating manual, the field guide, the weapon you need to survive.
Email us at flymetothephilippines@gmail.com. Put free book in the subject line. Read it, highlight it, argue with it, but do not come here blind. The Philippines is the land of paradise, but paradise has snakes. We are here to show you which ones bite. Merry Christmas, and this is our gift to you. If you want to show your appreciation, you can give us a gift bag, and not monetary gift, but only just to like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to comment below. We'll see you in the inbox, and Merry Christmas, everyone. Always remember, fly smart, fly with confidence, only here from Fly Me to the Philippines.